the Honorable Dr. Robert Monda, the Deputy Governor of Kisii County. And further, whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution and Section 33 of the County Governments Act and Standing Order number 80, the Senate also heard the Honorable Dr. Robert Monda on the grounds for his proposed removal from office by impeachment as the Deputy Governor of Kisii. Now, therefore, Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Governments Act and Standing Order number 80, the Senate resolves to remove from office by impeachment the Honorable Dr. Robert Monda, the Deputy Governor of Kisii, on the following charges. 1, gross violation of the Constitution of Kenya or any other law. 2, abuse of office. 3, gross misconduct. And 4, crimes under the national law. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, may I pick my moving notes? Mr. Speaker, as I move this very important motion, I want to start, Mr. Speaker, by saying that today is a day at the bottom of my heart, to the very best of the clarity of my mind, I'm offered a day to celebrate the integrity of the women of the Republic of Kenya. Why? Because, Mr. Speaker, of 2 women in Kisii, a woman by the name of Lucy Wahito and a woman by the name of Gladys Aminga. I'm celebrating these women in my heart, Mr. Speaker, because I've looked at the evidence, both in affidavit and what they said in the county assembly when the matter was there. And I think these are women of integrity. The Deputy Governor has spent a lot of energy to twist evidence surrounding the affidavits of these 2 women, and Mr. Speaker, they have stood their ground. Woman by the name of Lucy Wahito. After the Deputy Governor received the said 800,000 shillings, he quickly transferred that money to Lucy. And Lucy was brave enough to ask the Deputy Governor, what is this money for? And the Deputy Governor told her, and I'm reading from her affidavit, this is money in line with what we had discussed. I'll not go into details because we don't have time. And the woman asked him to take it back. He did not. She sent back the money. That is integrity. What we were told in English, that integrity means doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. Mr. Speaker, Gladys Aminga was also looped in. This time, to my mind, the Deputy Governor was desperate. Now that the money had come back, he needed to send the money somewhere. So he took the money to Lucy and connected it to some other requests of nephews and whatnot who wanted to be given a through pass to be given a business at the docket of Gladys. Gladys stood her ground, and if you go through the evidence, Mr. Speaker, she has written in her own handwriting, trying to clarify to us what compelled her. That, Mr. Speaker, is integrity. My second point, Mr. Speaker, is I want to acknowledge through this moving this motion, for the first time in the many years I have presided over proceedings of impeachment, I have seen humility in legal teams. The legal team from the county assembly has been very humble. They have not tried to be verbose. They have not tried to lecture us. They have not tried to show us how they are learned friends and what have you. They have pursued evidence. I congratulate the legal team of the county assembly. Mr. Speaker, I'm so proud that we have sat on a matter that the defendant had none other than Katwa Kigen. This is one of the most distinguished lawyers, not just in this country, but in the region and internationally. I had never known that I would have an opportunity to listen to Katwa Kigen, none other than the brain that addressed the International Criminal Court. Katwa is a great man. And Katwa, that humility has completely changed my understanding of the legal profession. My third point, Mr. Speaker, is academic, as I support the removal of the governor, the deputy governor. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, in the history of democracy, the greatest senator who ever lived in the United States of America was Senator William Wilbright. He was so great that he wrote and spoke to the story of power. He's got a beautiful book. I'll invite you, if you have time, acquaint yourself with it if you haven't. The book, Mr. Speaker, is called The Arrogance of Power. William Fulbright spoke about the arrogance of power. What you saw the deputy governor of Kisii doing to his own blood brother, Reuben Monda, collecting enforcement officers and doing to this brother of his, the brother who suckled the same breast with him, is the true definition of the arrogance of power. Once you have power, you can do many things, including what Deputy Governor of Kisii did. My fourth point, Mr. Speaker, is at my professional level. In behavioral science, we have something called split personality, which in medical science we refer to as dissociative identity disorder. This is a disorder, Mr. Speaker, whereby a normal person like all of us creates two personalities, personality A and personality B. And they choose to live without knowing that they're abnormal in one personality to serve them at moment X and another personality to serve them at moment B. This disorder is what I witnessed when witness Joseph Misato? Yes? Misati. When Joseph Misati was speaking, it was classical medical description of this disorder. Here is a man who is a very poor polygamist. The guy, his wife died many years ago. And she left him with beautiful children, one of them Dennis. So, Misati, who says that he loves Dennis, when he's in personality A, he's with Dennis in his mind, with Dennis' biological brother, and the late wife. Exit personality A, he goes to B, the guy then goes to the personality of the second wife, with the joint business account with her children, who, by the way, some of us do research before we debate in this house, who, by the way, has children